I always wear my hood.
Oh, there you
I always
go.
wear my hood when he's, and he's so funny because he's.
Welcome to the 10 Acre Woods. My name's Mark, and here's my wife Tara. And we are heading out to the barn on this somewhat sunny day.
Cold.
Somewhat sunny day, to feed the animals. So we did do a summer animal feed, morning animal feed. People have been requesting that we do a winter animal feed. So here we are. We're gonna get to her. So we're just heading into the barn, and usually we don't start out too early in the morning, 9, 10 o'clock. Leave them all tucked in. They're lying down, sleeping, staying warm, and we watch them on the video feed that we have in the house. So we have most of the hay down in the barn. So this little area in here, we keep all of the smaller amounts of hay.
Once a week, fill it up.
Once a week, fill it up.
Good morning. Oh, it slipped there.
Okay. All right. Turn on all the lights.
Good morning, newbies.
Oh yes, I heard about these ones. So these came in. It was just the 3 and they're males, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So they are cute. They look like a cross of some kind. Lion head and something else. Yeah. These 2 anyway. This one here doesn't seem to have a little tuft on the head. Morning, Lucy. Morning, Lucy. What are you doing? Are you coming over to see me?
Oh, boys. One thing to mention, a lot of people say, comment on the cleaning of your pens. As you can see, by the time spring comes, it's pretty built up. You don't want to, we feel, you don't want to disturb under the ground because then it stirs up everything underneath. This way it stays warm. And in the spring, we just clear it all out. So right now it's all fresh on top. Okay. How you do? Hi, Bronwyn. So.
Morning, Sheldon.
Hey, Sheldon. So with Moira, she is developing eye goobers, like we would, like a little eye infection. They told us about it when she came in that she's had it in the past. So I just treat with polysporin eye drops. Hi, Moira and Gimpy. Morning, Gimpy. Hey. But have you ever talked about her leg?
Not a whole lot, no.
So Gimpy was born with this leg like this, and she lived with a lady who didn't have the heart to put her down, and she's coming up on a year old. Would have been last spring that she was born, and you can see that she actually utilizes the leg for balance. And we did contemplate amputating the leg. But we figured if she gets around and she's happy, she'll never go in with the other chickens or the whatnot, but she's happy and she hangs out with these guys and she uses it for balance. If we were to amputate it at this point, she would not know how to balance herself. So because she was raised, she came to us probably a couple months ago. She was probably about 8 months old. But she's used to the leg. And it's just, we all have issues, so deal with it. Hi, Bronwyn. The moisture in here, Mark, is like,
Yeah.
I can't wait to get it all out.
Can't wait for spring.
I know. Okay, let me turn on the chicken lights.
So, of course, Bronwyn here, she came in, well, about 160-ish days ago, in August, end of August, and she was in with a ram. So she came in because she had pretty bad prolapse, The people who had her didn't want to breed her anymore or have her bred, but she was, of course, in with a ram. So we figured she was bred. Now, we've been watching her. We put her in here just because we figured she was pregnant. We've been watching her, and Tara's been watching her on the cameras. And, you know, we've been watching the stomach, and it looks like, and I've showed you before in other videos, it looks like she is pregnant. I'm starting to have my doubts now.
I was out here last night, and I was watching her last night.
Yeah.
And that gut is going and moving.
So we're kind of up in the air. We're, you know, are you going to have a baby? Usually if it's a male and it's a single male kid or lamb, then it can be longer. But she has now passed that 150-ish days that their gestation is. So we wait. Even if she wasn't pregnant, we would keep her in. If we found out that, you know, she's not pregnant, we would keep her in because she's been inside all winter. We don't want to give her that shock of going outside. So maybe when it warms up to -10 or so, or then it's not really that much of an issue. But yep, she's in for the long haul now. So we'll keep you updated as to her status.
In terms of animals, like how do you tell? How do you know, whatnot? If you look at her back end, signs that she is pregnant. She's now looking like she's not fed enough. So what happens is the babies drop. These are all signs that we look for. Obviously, the movement in the left side, or sorry, the right side.
No, the left. Yeah, you're right.
The right side.
Left is lunch and right is the baby.
Tiana and I had caught her the other day. She does not like to be held, and that's more stress on her. But we did catch her, and we lifted her tail, and we looked at her back end, and her vulva is swollen, and looks like she is getting ready. So, other than that, the 24 hours beforehand, her milk bag will fill. She does odd behaviors where she'll stretch kind of funny, and then she wags her tail. That tells me that she could be having a contraction, which they just don't normally do on a regular basis. Her milk bag was large when she came because she had kids just before she came. So we can't go by this size. It would have to get quite a bit larger. Her last lambs, she didn't feed. They were pulled and bottle fed. She wouldn't feed them. So if, you know, all these signs that we kind of look for, she's showing them. That's why we're so confused. Because she's showing all the signs that she's right there. If you remember the fly feed with the goats last year, we were like, any day, any day. But you never know exactly when they get pregnant. But she's going a little past her due date.
Yep, so we wait.
Bronwyn.
All right, so everybody in here gets hay. So again, you know, we put hay in a nice clean area. You can see the difference in color. That's her kind of feeding area. This is kind of bedding material that's over in this area here. And her water is in a container that is inside another container just to keep everything good, right? Yeah, what is that?
And we'll clean and wash those as necessary as needed.
And then we've got some other rabbits in here. So there's some other male rabbits. Now we didn't want to put the newbies in with these guys just because we wanted to keep an eye on them, make sure that these ones that came in, that we have no issues.
You can hear her asking for her notes.
Plus Lucy wants a little friends. It's always great to have little friends.
Oh, they don't care if they're the same.
Okay, so now you're doing oats.
I'm just gonna give them oats.
Yeah, so a little treat of oats. Oh.
Hi, Bronwyn. So it's kind of cute because, yeah, is Bronwyn alone? No. You see these two? They eat and hang out together. They sleep together. They play.
She's got her own little rabbit. Yeah, time to time we'll see Bronwyn playing with the rabbit.
They'll bounce around in here and hop. Bronwyn hops like a rabbit. It's kind of funny. And then Rusty in here Rusty were babysitting for the winter. So, but because we didn't want him getting beaten up in here, he wasn't outside, we kept him inside. And he's hanging with the rabbits quite nicely. You'll notice in here, this is where I was kind of mentioning the poop. Don't clean it out in the winter. You like add new straw and stuff to their beddings, and then we get this healthy straw. Now I noticed yesterday, and I knew Mark was filming today, so I was going to be like, okay, well I'll do it tomorrow. This stuff is fantastic because it's. Can you hear me?
Yep.
It's easy to shovel out and disperse in the spring when you're cleaning it out. Great for your garden, for compost. This is an amazing pen for that, which we will utilize. So we just add to the top. Try to stay away from your water. Yes. And this is once a week. Once a week they'll get a new bedding. Pretty much a bag in here.
Now, one of the last videos, I showed this little pen here with the ashes in it, but nobody was bathing. So here we have one just hanging out. She doesn't seem to be actually bathing, but at least she's in there. Looking for bugs, maybe. So that's just ashes. Fireplace ashes works great as a pest control to keep the bugs away off the birds. And there we go, nice, new, and clean, all spread out.
A lot of people, I always say that, a lot of people. If your egg production is low, we find that it has more to do with how clean and kept their pen is. Add new bedding to their cages. Mine like to hang out in their nest boxes and poop in them. So I just add more. And they eat hay. A lot of people don't realize I add more to this weekly. And the chickens actually eat the hay just as they would as if they were outside. So I just add fresh on top. That's it, fresh on top. Okay. And they'll pick at it, they'll eat it. What are you doing in there? No egg? Okay. I know. You were both hanging out in there. Can I get in there? Go like right underneath. No egg? So, and what will happen is I'll come out tomorrow. Like I got 3 eggs yesterday. Because it was dirty. It needed new bedding. And I'll come out tomorrow and there'll be like 18 eggs out here. And they're like, thanks, Mom. We like the new digs. Okay? Yeah. We are, this next spring, we will add, I've seen a litter box done where instead of pooping here, it's a litter box. And then you can clean out the litter box. And I want to try sand in here. Because apparently you can come in like a kitty litter box. And you can take it out like sand. Actually, wood chips might be good. Those wood pellets. I'm going to feed them in there. So these guys have this bin here. Now this bin is filled once every 3 weeks. It's got your wheat, your oats. I gotta break it if I put it in my pocket. It's got wheat, oats, barley, canola, flax, and then in this bucket, I take the peas, lentils. There's some canola because it was mixed in with the last batch. and I soak it. So 24 hours, soak it, and it goes in here. And this is what they will mainly eat. And that's just your lentils and peas. I mean, it's bigger, it's higher protein and whatnot. And all our chickens and birds are free fed. So there's always food available for them. The containers you see over here, I'm gonna go grab, this is their oyster shell. It's their calcium, their grit in the winter when they don't have access to gravel and outside. You can use eggshells. Limestone works as well. Calcium, if you feed your chickens scraps. Broccoli. Broccoli is a really good source of calcium. And, you know, same as we would for us. You want to keep those, their feathers are starting to come back, which is nice. We had a bunch that came in that were, yeah, they were pretty, there's one still. They were pretty destroyed. So their feathers are starting to come in. I see some of them are, we should grab that one and blue coat her though. If you see, then if they're not blue coated or covered up, you're gonna see them pecking on each other. If you see any blood at all, remove it. They won't last 24 hours if once there's blood. Chickens are mean. Chickens are mean. All right.
Okay, Fernando. Now he gets his own little food dish here. He's got some oats that are in there. And then he's got water down at the other end, right, buddy? But you sometimes roam between pens. So he usually sleeps right up here. And he'll often be over in this pen here, getting water and pecking at the ground and just hanging out with them. Oh, what's Mommy got? No, you're not interested. You're in impression mode.
My mini gods, these guys out here. Look at you, little. He's my nemesis out here. Watch. I have to put my hood up. He does this to me all the time.
Yeah, he's not gonna do it when you want him to, though. He'll jump up on her.
I was wearing my hood.
Oh, there you go.
I was wearing my hood when and he's so funny because he's so little. Hey, you're such a goof.
He just wants attention.
He's such a goof. He's such a goof. Hey. Oh! Okay, that was funny.
All right, so
that was like a funniest home video.
Yeah, you get that with animals. So what are we? This is wheat. Wheat.
This
correct?
is wheat. They get their main wheat, but they go in and out of the other pens. Oh, you tough guy. That was hilarious, buddy. Zeus is often on Lucy. He sleeps on Lucy. Oh, Henry always sleeps here. He's my boy. He's turned into a real sweetheart. If anybody wants a pet chicken, and you live in the area, because we're not shipping them, oh, Henry would make an awesome indoor rooster. He's absolutely loves to be pet, loves to hang out.
All right, so Tara's just getting the water. I did mention the jugs in the past that we use. So these are cranberry jugs that we get, of course, cranberry in. And they work out great for water feeding. So in here, she doesn't actually lift up the lid on it. She just pours it in, and it's a water container that's in a rubber container.
It's easier.
Yeah, and you know, it's fresh water every day.
Now these guys, this one's a little different because.
Oh yeah, you're feeding from the outside.
No.
Well, the water.
I'll need.
Yeah.
Their water we used to have over here. The pigeons play and poop in it. This is daily. This is daily that we take this, rinse them out. So if you're ever in a video, it bugs me when you guys see how dirty it is in a video. Literally, this gets done morning and night. Rinse it out, put them back. because the pigeons poop in it. So twice a day, cleaned out and reset. You guys are seeing a whole, I knew Mark was doing this today. So you guys are seeing, I left a few things for the week. Locked me in like, I always lock.
Oh, did I lock you in?
Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, that's, yeah. Yep. This is Fernando's old feeding station too. This is where Fernando hops up here and eats all these. And he makes this mess every day. Every day. Tara cleans it up every day.
Oh, Fernando.
Yeah. Spoiled. They love their fresh veggies. So they get oyster shell too. You want to make sure, no matter what, that any birds at all, yes, hi, have some sort of grit. All birds have what's called a crop. That's where all the grains and stuff sit in, as well with the gravel. And that's what grinds it up like a coffee grinder, so that they can process it. They need that grit. It can be anything from sand. What's funny though is he'll sit on his senior's lap forever, but he's got this thing because I'm ignoring him, and I walk by and he's like,
You're in his domain.
yeah.
So the oyster shells as well, what we have is in the kitchen we've got a container with eggshells. So we'll take the eggshells, you can bake them, throw them in the microwave, as long as you dry out all the material that's on it so it doesn't rot and stink. Then you crush up the eggs and then you can use that as well as their calcium source. Yep, they're all right in there.
I love the sound. When I sweep the barn, the floor in here, anything you put in here like the straw shavings, because of all the wing power, nothing stays in here. So what happens in this pen is when I sweep the floor every day, because yes, I sweep the floor in here every day, all the stuff from the floor goes into on the ground in here. And that just, it'll raise up, these pens will be a foot deep, which is why the edge board is so high. And then we come in and we gut the place and let it dry out. But if you're to get in there and disturb that floor now, you're going to be disturbing all the mold spores. And that's when you get your sick animals. It's only +2 in here. So let's keep it underground and wait till spring when everybody's outside and has fresh air. Right now, as far as like the smell, it does not smell in this barn. It's quite fresh and cozy.
Oh, I saw you, didn't I? I saw you sneaking a bite. So Tara's just getting the food ready for outside for the geese and the rabbits. And this is
Alpaca.
The alpaca feed.
They get 1 cup once a day. Alpacas, they're one of those ones where they're like horses, goats. They don't need anything but a good quality hay and water. But in these winters, when these animals eat and chew and have something to bring up and chew their cud, it keeps them warm. So you always in the winters here want to make sure that they always have something to chew on. Even if in a last resort, if it's straw. We just had a young lady with horses. Even if it's straw, give them their hay at their regular times. Alfalfa cubes, the cost of hay this year is ridiculous. So, you know, they're going to nibble on whatever they can. When they chew, that creates body heat. So all winter, every winter, with the alpacas, even in the summer, I give them, it's sharing. It's a way to work with them, getting them hands-on. When animals are afraid of you, food, we don't hand feed them, but we bring them in with food. This is for the goats and sheep and everybody to keep them busy while I feed the alpacas. So this just gets spread out as a treat. Come when you're called kind of thing, and I spread it out on the ground. So two scoops of oats, 2 scoops of barley. I sound like a cereal commercial.
2 scoops of no raisins.
This is for the ducks and geese. It is primarily wheat with oats and barley. And then they get their fresh veggies every Sunday and Wednesday. Sunday and Wednesday. So the chaos is going to, I always prepare it in here because as soon as I open that door, the chaos is going to start.
Okay, well, give me the alpaca tray.
Okay. Mark, you're not going to follow me. I have to give them hay first out the door.
Okay.
Okay, because I have to fill their hay. And then I'm going to give them their oats. And then I'm going to, you can peek out the door, but they'll come running. And they'll get it. And then I come get the alpaca once I get them all out of the barn.
I figured I would just help.
I know.
All right.
Hey, Carl. Watch out, bud. Just go to the side. Yeah, there you go.
See, they're waiting for Barry knows, don't you, bud? You're like, I know what's coming out.
Carl, leave him alone. Carl.
Oh, and yeah, so Carl, so Billy should be coming back either today or tomorrow. So he's coming back from a farm that had a doe in need of his services.
Carl. You watch out, because he's going to come for you when I disappear.
No, he's just going to come for you. So tell me, how is it? Is it good?
Okay, come on. Come on.
Here we go. This is what they're waiting for. And of course, these ones stay in because they know what they're going to get.
Get out of my way. Go in.
No, the pigs want to come out. There we go. Come on out.
Come on, Piper.
Go.
Feed it. Oh, yeah, not cold.
He says it's cold out. I don't know if I want to go out there. Oh, they're probably going to go now. It was probably because we were standing there. Oh.
Wait for it. You see, now, these guys were scared of people when they came in. So, I don't feed them by hand because that promotes bad behaviors. They're frosty this morning.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But this is a great opportunity to start. Oh, hey, hands on. When the ladies bring their peas, they're like, look at little Frosty Marley. Hey? So it's a great way to kind of start working them and not being afraid of the hands. Hey, hi, Shandy. Hey, you got hay on your head. So these guys eat like this every day. Of course, Barry's been here longer, so you can see the difference when you go to pet him versus... Hi, Shandy. Now, you got to be careful, though, because when Shandy and Paula have an issue, Paula spits. Paula, Paula. Right? Yeah. Shandy, if one's being left out, then this is also a great... I don't feed by hand, but once in a while Shandy gets it. Okay? Because as soon as those goats and stuff come in, they're up here like dirty shirt. Yes. Okay? I want that hay. Have hay on your face. Hey? Hey, Barry. Hey? Patches. Out. Out.
The distraction has ended.
Out. Put it again. Out.
Stand on guard. Keep them separated.
So now ducks, well, they're all occupied.
You shall not pass. Nice and warm in here. They all seem to go in that area. They'll come back as soon as she pours some water into this one here.
I need spring to come. My door's getting full. Out, 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 out. So in with the rabbits, they have the container on the ground has a mixture of alfalfa, rabbit pellets, and barley, and of course free hay. If they're just on food, they're not going to grind their teeth naturally. They need hay, they need straw, they need wood. That's even your house pet in the house. Give them a piece of wood to chew on. They need to grind those teeth down, or else their teeth get overgrown and then you're seeing a vet. So out here, by adding just a little bit of pellets with barley, it promotes the eating of the hay. And they always have fresh hay or access to hay. Or again, free feed. When you free feed and then when you go in, you know you're actually visiting with your animal and not their belly. Okay?
And then on Sundays they get treats.
Sundays and Wednesdays they get all their fresh veggies and whatnot. Spoiled. It does stay nice and warm in here.
Yeah.
Again, same as the chickens, we don't clean it out, we just add on top, add fresh on top. Common thing in the winter here is, let me see, I'm looking around. Sometimes they'll get balls of poop stuck to their feet. If that is the case, you just take them in, you put them in warm water, let them soak off. And then once they're dry, put them back outside. We often get asked, these are all roosters out here. Yes, they are all roosters and they're beautiful. They get a lot. Actually, there was one hen. I lied. Troublemaker there, the little white one.
Oh, right. Yeah,
right down in front of you.
She was, I pointed her out before.
Now,
she was pecking feathers where she was in the building.
Normally, if you have one hen with this amount of roosters, she will get overbred, beat up, but she's one tough little hen. And we watch every day to make sure she's not getting beaten up, and she's running the roost out here with all these boys. Okay? Beautiful, beautiful roosters. And the new geese have adapted right in, which is nice. Spring can't come soon enough.
Yeah, well, only another 4 or 5 weeks,
yeah,
so
white.
The groundhog says.
But they're cozy in here. It's not too packed. It's nice and cozy warm in here. It's warmer in here than it really is in the barn.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Okay, ready?
Yep.
I'm probably gonna have to fix this door.
Yeah. Ice chip it out. So this routine goes on in the morning and then in the evening once again. So all doubled up. Right, Willow? Hi, I can see you on this side.
Got the grains.
Right, yeah, we don't do the grains for the goats in the morning. So this is still good. So it's iced up, and this ice along the top here helps insulate the inside there. So we've got the little heater in there, heating. And they've just got a little opening for their water.
I go through about 2 or 3 of these a day.
Yeah.
But don't feel bad. If your animals aren't drinking water in the winter, we've had the odd year where they haven't drank any water. You're constantly filling the buckets and emptying the ice, and they eat snow.
Hi, Hannibal.
But have it available. Hey,
Yeah,
buddy.
always available.
I know.
What's in there? Is there apples?
It's colder in the barn, guys. Don't try
Yes, it's sunny out there. Hi, Shanzi. Are you enjoying that? People like to watch you eat, Barry, because you're such a funny boy. So I'm back in the house, and Tara is just finishing up, just sweeping the corridor in there. I took the camera back in, but of course the lens fogged up. I always have to remember to do the inside filming first, and then go out, and I can't go back in again. So tomorrow we're doing a essential oils class, which is something we do fairly regularly. And then coming up, Tara is getting ready for the seed swap that she's doing. So she's getting all of her seeds. She ordered these online through a friend of ours. So they're heirloom seeds. And she has collected some seeds from some vegetables that she's harvested and that she has dried out. So Tara, what are these little...
These are the labels I'm preparing. So.
Oh, okay. So these are just the labels that you're going to put on the bags once you seed everything up.
And then they go into little bags so people can buy.
You put so much work into all these little things, all the details, right?
So, and they know what it is.
Yeah, so that's it. So that's coming up in two weeks, I think it is?
24th.
The 24th of March.
And if you want any, feel free to order some. I'll ship them.
There you go.
There.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let us know.
I have a list on our Facebook page.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so go over to our Facebook page. Tara's the one that mans the comments in there. And then she'll also look at the comments on YouTube, too. You'll probably scroll down and see
try to say Tara
here so that you know it's her that's talking. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this little look into the feeding regiment of the animals. So that'll go on again this evening, with the exception of the grain for the goats outside. So we don't do that. We just do that in the morning when the alpacas get their feed.
Yeah.
So that's it. And have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next video. Take care. Bye-bye.